Welcome to this lecture where we will animate the nebula effect as shown in the short animation below on the right. The first thing that we can do is to duplicate one of the mapping nodes and place it next to this noise texture node so that the sockets connect. Now we are going to make the energy in our nebula effect move by simply moving the location y-axis value of our second mapping node. Moving the value to the minus range makes the animated effect look better, because it seems that the swirling moves towards you. So we can set it to 0 value and create a keyframe for the 0 value on active frame 1. After that we can set the active frame to 1000 and change the location y-axis value initially to -3 and then keyframe it with the I key. Then in the graph editor we can select all the nodes with the A key and press T to choose the linear interpolation method. When playing the animation, we can see in the preview that it kind of goes too slow, so we can change and keyframe the value to -10 on active frame 1000. For me it is still a bit too slow, so I will keyframe it again on -13 on frame 1000. I think this looks good enough, so let's go and animate the next node, which is the one we added extra in the beginning of this lecture. Here we are going to animate the transition noise that serves the vector between the two color ramps set. With our active frame on 1, we can keyframe the pointed to value to 0. Then on frame 1000 we can change the value from 0 to 1 and keyframe it. Also we can change the interpolation to linear for this node in the graph editor. To give our nebula more dynamism, we can animate the rotation y value as well. So we can keyframe the 0 value to frame 1 and the 900 value to frame 1000. Again with A we can select all keyframes in the graph editor and set it to linear interpolation. In the preview you can see that the red and blue border moves dynamically. So now what we will do is to make our nebula light up from dormancy at the moment the blue sphere on layer 2 brightens. Since the blue sphere on layer 3 is the brightest on frame 700, our nebula also will be bright there. Now, to make our nebula appear and disappear, we need to change the value of the highlighted matte node. So we can create a keyframe on this value when the nebula is small and dark, like in the preview, around value -1.2. We can choose frame 650 for that. Then when we set the active frame to 710 and keyframe the value to 0.4. Now when we view layer 2 and 11 together, you see that it looks interesting, like a dormant nebula that is going to manifest. With playing the animation, you see that the brightening is synchronized. If you want to experiment with this nebula, make sure you save first, since this shader is delicate with all its matte nodes and stuff. You can always make the total shader brighter by increasing the emission strength. So I think we are finished animating our nebula effect. I think it turned out pretty well. So I want to thank you for watching and see you in the next lecture where we will animate the iris.